All right, guys, so this is how I met Miss Stacy. I was an active member of this non-denominational church that I was going to. I played guitar in the praise and worship band. I helped out with the youth group. You know, after leaving my parents' farm, I was kind of craving a family to like be involved in. And this church was like the perfect situation. And through this church, I met Miss Stacy. And her and I hit it right off the bat. She grew up very conservatively as well. Her dad was a Baptist pastor. She comes from a super strict family, a lot of strict rules. We kind of like had that in common. We had both left home for, just searching for our own freedom. We knew what it was like to live with conservative parents. So when I met this girl and I found out we had similarities in our upbringing, well, we just hit right off the bat. And it's funny because the church we were going to, they saw us all getting close and they knew I was kind of a wild boy and no one wanted us together.
No, they sure didn't.
And they like gave us all a hard time about it, and then they spread rumors that we were hooking up when we were not hooking up. We dated for 6 months and we never had sex.
We were waiting.
We were waiting. So when the church started spreading rumors about us that weren't true, it kind of just ruined our relationship with the church.
Yeah.
And that's when we started thinking, like, you know what, we're kind of like feeling disconnected from our family in this town. We're feeling disconnected from the church. But we still had this crazy love for each other, and we wanted to go on adventures with it. We just wanted to experience life with each other. That's all we wanted. We knew we loved each other. Mm-hmm. But we felt this disconnect from the hometown where we met. And so we went to the courthouse. We became legally married so we could tell everyone, hey, we're living together. We're married, so chill out. And then we dipped out of town, and we moved to Metro Detroit.
Yeah. So when I met Shane, I actually have a very vivid memory of him. Him and his family actually visited the church that my parents were a part of. My dad was a pastor. And I remember his whole family coming in, like he said, they would file into the pew. They were late, so it was very obvious, there's like 12 of you?
No, there's 8 of us.
8, sorry. It seemed like a lot more. So there was like 8 of them. They stayed for the whole service because we didn't have drums or electric guitars, so they stayed. But I remember they were really peculiar, and I remember Shane specifically being this tall, awkward kid. And then I have another memory of him helping me shovel the driveway in the back because it was part of the church responsibility. Like as the pastor, the family would help care for the church, and so when I was shoveling, I remember his dad was plowing the drive one day. Crazy, because your dad would do that. And he actually came out and helped me. And he, barely remembers that. But then I would see him every so often at the family skate. I was like, man, this guy's, really awkward. He always wears, this black cutoff shirt and, these khaki shorts, every time I see him. Do I just happen to catch him on his Thursday when he's wearing that outfit? I don't know. But I remember telling my friends at one of the skates, I'm like, yeah, that guy's such a dork. I would never date or marry someone like him. Never. Clearly, I did not, really know what I wanted or anything, so, because that's a very different story now. But my first impression of him, when I really started becoming his friend, was at Countryside. A youth group activity. The whole youth group was, getting together. Everyone went outside to go in the back and play volleyball, and they're like, hey, Shane and Stacy, we're gonna go play volleyball. And him and I were just sitting face to face in these little folding chairs, just talking about how we grew up, and we were locked on.